The old man at the railway station. It was a cold winter evening. I was returning home after a long day at work. The railway station was crowded, but everyone seemed to be in a hurry. People were running towards their trains. Some were talking on the phone, while others were carrying heavy bags. I was about to leave the station when I noticed an old man sitting alone on a bench. He looked worried. He was holding a small brown suitcase tightly in his hands. I walked towards him and asked, "Excuse me, sir, are you all right?" He looked at me and smiled weakly. "Yes, I am fine," he replied. But something in his voice told me that he was not fine. I sat beside him and asked, "Are you waiting for someone?" He remained silent for a few seconds. Then he said, "I am waiting for my son." I looked around. "Where is he?" The old man lowered his eyes. "I don't know." I was surprised. "You don't know where your son is?" He shook his head. "He asked me to wait here. He said he would come back in 10 minutes. That was almost 2 hours ago." I felt sorry for him. I asked, "Do you have his phone number?" He took an old piece of paper from his pocket. There was a phone number written on it. I called the number. The phone rang, but nobody answered. I tried again. Still, there was no answer. The old man looked disappointed. "Perhaps he has forgotten me," he whispered. I didn't know what to say. Then I noticed something unusual. The suitcase beside him had a name written on it. I asked, "Sir, what is inside the suitcase?" He smiled. "Something very important." I became curious. "Money?" He laughed. "No, something much more valuable than money." Before I could ask another question, my phone rang. It was my friend calling. I answered quickly and told him that I would be late. When I ended the call, I noticed that the old man was looking at me carefully. He asked, "Do you have a family?" I smiled. "Yes, I do." He nodded slowly. "Then you are lucky." His words touched me. I looked at him and said, "Your son will come. Don't worry." Suddenly, a young man came running towards us. He was breathing heavily. "Dad!" The old man immediately stood up. "Where were you?" he asked angrily. The young man looked at him with tears in his eyes. "I'm sorry, Dad. I was trying to arrange something for you." The old man stared at him. "What?" The young man took an envelope from his pocket. "Your medical treatment has been arranged. I have also found a small house for you near my home." The old man's eyes filled with tears. He opened the envelope with trembling hands. Inside was a photograph of a small house. The old man looked at his son. "You did all this for me?" His son hugged him. "You spent your whole life taking care of me. Now it's my turn." I stood there silently. I suddenly understood something. We often think that love is shown through expensive gifts or big words. But sometimes true love is simply being there when someone needs you. The old man noticed me standing nearby. He came towards me and said, "Thank you for staying with me." I smiled. "I didn't do much." He shook his head. "You did something very important. You reminded me that there are still good people in this world." Those words stayed with me for a long time. As I walked home that evening, I kept thinking about the old man. I had gone to the railway station expecting nothing unusual, but I came back with a lesson I would never forget. Sometimes a few minutes of kindness can become someone's unforgettable memory. Moral: kindness costs nothing, but it can mean everything to someone.